When you've been trying to get this uploaded for days and then you realize you forgot a stupid jingle.
This bill coming to you from the site of FAB Worlds. There we go. We got it in the camera. We're really bad at this. I just wanted to take this time before the video rolls and our next episode of Bottom Tables, where we review Worlds, comes to you to beg Bandai to send Jenna to Texas.
Hello and welcome to the Bottom Tables, where we continuously are trying to escape the bottom tables, and seem to have been doing quite well recently. Today I'll be doing the intro. My name's Jenna, and I'm here with Bill per usual. We actually are going to try and do an episode within an original time frame that we intended, and not take 2 hours of people's lives. But how have you been, Bill?
Oh, fantastic. And my favorite part of this recording thing we're trying this week is that I just host a Go-Gurt without you watching. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
you did a key of Go-Gurt.
Yeah, true professionalism.
Yeah.
How are you?
Mentally, nah. Physically, great. Actually, no. I had interesting food yesterday. I went to this little place in I think it was in Gaithersburg. That's like Nook's Neko Nook Cafe, and apparently it had been getting like a lot of traction on like the TikToks.
Okay.
Just like as a little Japanese cafe, like you get like your typical like type of matcha or like ube or things like that for like your tea, and then they had like ichigo sando and like teriyaki sando and things like that, and like hambagu sando. And I was like excited about it because I was going with some friends. And most people know that I don't eat many vegetables because I am horrific with my diet. But I was like, you know what? They can't edit it. I will have the cabbage. This will be fine.
No, kibetsu's so good.
Well, the kabutsu was like good at the start, and then like I got to the bottom where all the sauce had drained with it, and it was just unedible gook. And it didn't help that when I got home, it was just like, my stomach was like, you are now gonna die. Like, imagine that, like, classic Japanese movie scene where, like, the blood gets cut and it goes, but imagine that with my butt. It was rough.
You're Oshiri the Killer.
Yeah, so, how have you been, Bill? You go?
Yeah, I'm sort of the same with you. Physically, I'm doing all right. My legs are garbage, and that canceled one of my world's plans, which is to do the bike ride. Mentally, I gotta say, I left Japan Wednesday morning, which was Tuesday afternoon American, and landed in America Wednesday morning, which is Wednesday morning American. And some things changed in that period of time that have made it a rough week. And I wanted to take a second at the top of the show before we talk about all the cool stuff at Worlds and about you counting my Betsies. To say, we get it. It's hard. And one of the things that's great about Flesh and Blood is that it has gotten me close with people like you, Jenna, but just with so many new friends that are a source of strength and community right now. And it's very okay to feel like shit, and it is very okay to lean on the people in your community for love and support while we can.
And I think an important thing to think about with it is, like, the concept of allyship is a very important thing, especially within gaming communities, like whether it's the FGC or whether it's things like card games. At the end of the day, I'll be upfront with it. Hate doesn't have any place in like trading card games or in the terms of like FGC stuff, because at the end of the day, most of us are not the type of people that are like, yeah, I'm gonna go out clubbing and do all these things. I'd rather just sit down and be like, hey, Ira, she does pokey things. She's fun. Like, it is a place for that mental reprieve and that place of comfort. And like, at the end of the day, it should be a place that everyone feels welcome. The only thing that you shouldn't feel welcome about is if you play Illusionist, which everyone kindly reminds me that I'm a bad person because I do that. But I accept that fate.
You're not a bad person because you play illusionist. You're a bad person because you delight in the misery they experience when they dagger can't kill a dragon.
I tried to fucking 40-0 my friend Nick the last week.
Jesus, you're a nightmare.
But yeah,
you're a nightmare human being.
At the end of the day, like, a community like this is supposed to be based on connectivity and love. And at the end of the day, like, there are a lot of things that suck. There are a lot of things that are scary in the world. But at the end of the day, like, I hope that communities like FAB and like the fighting game and other communities like that just understand that allyship is important, whether that allyship is just taking time to listen to someone, rolling up to a game and maybe you not knowing the best about the person and just asking their pronouns. Just that simple human touch.
I will say, if anybody shows up to an armory with a shirt that says "Your body, my choice," I'm going to show them my choices for their body.
It's going to be blessings time.
Oh, we about to get crabby.
Oh, yeah, since you now have the crab fist.
Yep.
That's gotta
the crab fist sounds like such a legendary weapon.
That's got to be awkward, though, because, like, if you fist someone with that tattoo, like...
I'm giving them crabs?
Yeah.
That's not awkward. That's a blessing.
But let's talk about blessings. Like, ProQuest season. Very, very interesting.
God damn it.
How many ProQuests did you end up getting to go to, Bill?
I only ended up getting to go to 2. How about you?
I got to 3, one of which I bubbled at. My friend Trevor, as I had mentioned, knocked me out of contention to go 2-3 in that one. The second one, I came in as first seed, going 4-1 in Swiss, which felt really good to be like, hey, you actually understand your deck and are a competent player. And then the third one, I bet-seed my co-host.
Oh, it was so rough, too, because, like, we share decks. So coming into the event, I was on Dash.io, and I was like, haha, I'm going to play Jenna, and I'm going to go aggro as fuck. Because she's playing Count Your Betsies, and it's going to be fun, and I'm not going to get fatigued, because this went from a Guardian deck that's running a lot of blocks to seeing a non-block in every hand. I can push through double red turns. I could double red max V and get it all blocked out and cry.
So what happened when you tutored for your second red boom grenade on an early turn?
I've gone into a fugue state and can't remember. Why don't you remind me?
I full blocked out like 14 damage.
Yeah. I was just like, this is an incorrect decision. This is an objectively incorrect decision, and I'm doing it anyway. And I said it out loud because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And that was true because the game came down to me running out of cards in deck.
Well, it also doesn't help that my only 2 wins at the event out of 3, I felt really close in round 1 and round 3. Actually, all my games felt close, which is kind of crazy and kind of a testament to how fun Betsy will be down the line and how problematic Count Your Blessings is. It's like, it's not a good card, but it also gets like insane value, and it's just like, oh my god. I don't even know if I'm going to be like able to sideboard into a matchup. Like, I don't know if a deck's using Count Your Blessings. If I'm seeing anything that's like non-standardized right now, I'm like, you're probably counting. If you're playing Dio, you're not counting. If you're playing Original Dash, you're probably on Slab Dash and counting.
Yeah.
But,
or Hanabi.
Hanabi.
Look, I think Hanabi still has legs.
Yes. Especially if your name's Grant.
Right.
He had
a fantastic showing.
I did have 2 people leave that tournament and drop after I beat them, though.
That's good. One of them was me.
Unfortunately, one was you. And they were both wins against Dash. But Grant topped that one, which was awesome. And then I believe Jacob also topped on Viserai, which is awesome. Because I think Jacob's a new father and doesn't have a bunch of time out to do things. So big on him.
He's a great guy.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, one of my losses was to a new, and that's my personal hardest matchup in the game. I just never know what to do, and that's by design. And I actually felt really proud about how I navigated it, and I came away from the whole day like, hell yeah, I'm better at Flesh and Blood than I was 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about like competitive events, whether it's like going to a battle hardened, whether it's going to like a skirmish, a calling, like anything like that. It is that, oh shit, there's this competitive attribute to it that like is very fun and it's rewarding as well.
Let's see. And my other loss besides you was to Sam on Enigma, and I just started playing conservatively too late. I should have just been planning for larger turns from the start, and like 2 turns too late for my deck to pan out.
Yeah,
did I start conserving?
Most of the times that I've lost that matchup has been when they try and set up triple high octane at the end of the game, and then I just can't block.
Yeah, you need to start doing that, especially now. And I didn't do that until it was too late for me to have a density of power cards left in my deck and still boost reliably. But I did make my opponent Sam laugh a lot, and that's a good goal.
I mean, the community we have is pretty solid. Like, there's a lot of fun people in it.
So I'm gonna jump right into Japan, and I'm very sorry you couldn't go with me.
Well, we have some friends that are joining us this episode that came from Japan.
Oh,
my little baby boys that Bill kindly surprised me with.
I was so happy to get them.
We've got one of the Zabis, and we have Noah Brighto.
Right.
But I'm excited to go.
He's gonna punch you.
I'm excited to go to action, Bill. Disciplinary actions. Disciplinary actions are needed. So how's the flight over?
The flight wasn't terrible. I ran into some problems on the way. I bought a mat from our local store, Gamers Core, one of our many local stores here in the DMV, and I was going to get it signed by people like James White, and I lost it in the airport on the way.
That's not good.
Then, yeah, it sucked. But Gamers Core, we love you. Nate and Spencer and Tyler.
Shout out to the homies.
You're all wonderful. The second fail, my ANA flight was delayed by 4 hours. I kept just getting pushed. And at one point, they were like, hey, we're just not even going to book you a follow-on. We'll get you a hotel when you get there. But they didn't know that until it was way too late anyway. Yeah. So I stayed in Haneda Airport for the night at the hotel that's within the airport itself. Damn, it was swanky.
I remember getting like a message from you, like, and you're like, it's 3 a.m. I can't get to sleep. I'm gonna go to a convene.
Yes. It was, I did have some sleep before that, but like, it was rough.
It doesn't surprise me, especially with the delays. I feel like whenever I travel, there's always like some component of like things getting fucked up. I mean, the first business travel that I took for my work had a mouse in my hotel. My second one,
Jesus.
I booked in Texas, and I found out that I booked my hotel in Mexico. And then the third one I booked that was in a train station. So yeah, travel mishaps I completely understand.
In the future, you really got to call me for travel stuff. And anyone out there, feel free to hit me up for travel stuff. It's a thing I do on the side for fun.
I thought the lines were just counties. I didn't realize it was countries. And I was so fucking panicked when I got there. I was like, wait, where am I supposed to go? I don't have my passport.
Oh, that is horrible.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sounds like you had a lot of fun and a lot of good food while in Japan.
I did. That was my primary goal. For anyone who doesn't know, I am in the remarkably privileged position of having been stationed in Japan when I was younger and then gone back to do a summer semester in Osaka. So I have a lot of history in the country and then in Osaka in particular. So my big excitement was to go eat all of the shitty garbage food I ate when I was in college and throwing back beers with all the young people and carrying them home. So I did just garbage street food as often as I possibly could, or chain izakaya food. And everyone can be bougie and pretentious about their food. There's a time and a place for it. I love food that is, fancy and experiential or delicious and unique in some fashion. But most of the time, I want to eat just a shit pile of, and I'll put a picture on this when I do it in editing, like yakisoba in a plastic tin that cost me 500 yen from a hole in the wall 4 feet big and a guy named Jumbo-san. Like,
now, when you went to these izakayas, did they end up giving you like the usual, like there's one that I went to that they'd always be like, "Oh, here's a like a small thing to try today. Like, here's a free thing to try."
So I didn't get the free thing to try, but I did get lots and lots of cabbage. And this is why you saying it earlier. The one izakaya chain that we went to most when I was in college and I was excited to go back to was Torikizoku, the Bird Lord, the Bird Ambassador, right? Great chain. Cheapest chips. Every item's like 300 yen, which, right now is $2.
Yeah, the yen to dollar ratio is like, it's fucking baller for like folks like us, but I feel bad because I have some like close friends that are Japanese citizens, and they worked abroad and worked with me for a year in the States, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that your wallet is dying right now.
Right, it is. I had a discussion about that with a cabbie actually, and it was real nice. But he laughed when I apologized for the economy.
Yeah, it's also interesting as well, because, like, the thing that I've noticed, at least with, like, Japan recently, is because of the changes since the beginning of the pandemic and, like, the borders opening again, there's been a lot of problems with foreigners, and a lot of foreigners have just been disrespectful. And I'm glad to hear that, like, the FAB community is, like, super down-to-earth, super connected, like, respectful of the culture, enjoying the culture. Like, I saw so many pictures on, like, Twitter, I'm not calling it X, of, like, people just enjoying the culture and enjoying, like, the environment in Osaka. Like, some people went to Kyoto and saw, like, the Kinkakuji and Ginkakuji and things like that. But I'm excited to go next year. I'm probably going to plan it around one of the callings or, like, a higher event, because my plan in general is, like, with travel, 1 year, tattoos, another year, travel.
Just be dumb like me and get a tattoo while you travel.
I mean, I'm going to get a tattoo in Japan probably, but, like...
Make sure you really get a tattoo on your hand the day before you're going to do nothing but play hand-based card games.
Skill diff.
Yeah.
I mean, I want a hand tattoo, but I'm probably just going to have Jerry do it, because she did such a fucking amazing job with the arm. I want to get the King of Hatsu icon from Domon Kashu in G Gundam on my hand, just so I can recite
one of the best tattoo ideas I've heard.
His burning fist monologue every time I go to handshake someone. This fist of mine glows with a burning rage. Take all of my love, my anger, and my sorrow. I'm nice to meet you. I'm
my
Jenna.
Deepest respect. It is a pleasure.
Yoroshiku.
Yoroshiku. Onegaishimasu.
Now, with a lot of the players that were there, because, like, you know Japanese quite well, since you were stationed there for a while, is that...
I won't say quite well, but Kaylee did, my partner did say, for the audience who doesn't know her, I had a friend who asked me, like, hey, how good's your Japanese? And I was like, really shit. And she's like, you're conversational. And I was like, no, that's not... I can't express myself in a way that makes me happy. And she's like, can you hold a conversation?
And there you go. That's all you really need, in my opinion. I mean, I had a fractured English conversation with this 60-year-old Japanese woman on the Shinkansen. And
isn't it fun?
It's great.
I love that.
Like, normally I'd be like, oh... I'm kind of in my lane. I'm thriving. I'm moisturized. I don't need to bother people. But, like, I noticed, like, a cute, like, keychain, and I was like, koine. And we just kind of went from there. But, like, I'm interested to see if, like, just because of how a lot of things are taught with, like, softwares, if there's going to be a lot more, like, keigo than, like, just, like, more casual stuff.
Well... I can tell you from personal experience, I have fully dumped all Keigo usage from my brain.
Keigo these nuts.
I speak very casually, and I apologize for it. And a lot of my time is spent, like, prefacing people and setting them up so they understand my level. So I'll just be like, hi, I apologize. Japanese is okay, but I don't use it very often. Please speak slowly. And then that usually sets the tone enough that they know they might have to talk like an idiot for a little bit, but they're usually very happy to accommodate. Anyway, go back. Sorry, you were saying, since I speak Japanese.
No, that was like the concept is, like, do you see more, like, keigo from, like, foreign players and stuff. Because like one of my friends and I were chatting a little bit about it, just since Worlds has been a popular topic. Like, what words do you need to know in other languages to really like thrive in it? Because like there are some nuances in FAB that are very difficult. Like, for example, with Enigma, when you get hit by something, like let's say a CNC or an arrow that has like a determination of like, oh, I can say this and you can't do this, or I'm going to make you discard cards. All of those have triggers that you can react to, but it's like, how do I tell someone in another language that might not be comfortable with English, because I want to be respectful of their background, because not everyone in the world knows English, nor should they have to. Like I know at least in Japanese, like the two phrases that my friend Connor highlighted were very important were like koko and senko. Like if you know those, you're pretty much set up for the game and you can point from there.
Yeah, that's your first and second, and it's easy. But like honestly, because FAB released in English in Japan for a very long time before getting natively localized, pretty much everyone who's playing FAB at a higher level now is able to understand the game in English, even if they're not able to have a conversation with you about it. And I attribute that partially to the fact that sometimes people just don't want to speak another language that they're not comfortable with for 10 hours straight.
I get that.
But they definitely understand it more, and as long as you give a little and try things, you can, getting through the games is very easy. Remembering triggers is very easy, and if you show them the card, people read it.
See,
it works well.
I've got all of my Japanese set up. I'm ready. I've got all of my phrases ready. If you'd like to hear them, Bill.
You're a nightmare.
Watashi wa jenna desu. What do you think I go from there, Bill? How do you think I give them what the essence of Jenna is?
Oh, God. Well, I don't have the vocabulary to say I would like to come now.
Watashi wa hentai desu.
Well, yes. Big H.
Etchi daisuki da yo.
You'll do fine.
I know. The funny thing is, like, when I've talked with people, like, most of the time I'm, like, expecting, like, oh, like, I can really tell that, like, you have an American accent. Like, I can tell you're an American. But, like, I had this older lady that's like, your accent sounds very similar to, like, people from Korea that learn Japanese. And I was like,
oh, that's neat.
Hontoni. She's like, yeah. I was like, holy shit. That is not what my first expectation would be. It would be loner weeb that needs to shut the fuck up.
Mine, I've definitely gotten the Watashi wa America Jin desu hat tip.
Phewie!
Yep. The nice to meet you, ma'am. I do want to go back and try to just right, just cowboy everything.
Well, it's funny because there's also
a cowboy.
There's also like people that I've seen like online that are like, how you have like normal like otaku, you have like train otaku. Like I've seen America otaku, and it's like cowboys. And I was like, okay, y'all motherfuckers really love John Wayne,
right?
Like John Wayne Daisuke Daio.
It's a cool thing, and there's also like there's a little district in Osaka called Amemura, like Amerikamura, which is like where like there's like a lot of hip hop merchandise and all this other stuff.
That's the thing that I like about Shinjuku as well. Like there's a lot of fashion influence there from America and from France, which is cool. But how about the event itself? How do you enjoy it? I know that you picked me up some swag. They lovely Bill did some muling to bring back a beautiful one of the specialty sidewinders, so that my new project, my new IRA project, can go in there and be on theme.
I did a lot of muling, and I'm not going to go into details on that, but I will say,
how much did you have to hide in your butt?
And it was my pleasure.
How much did you have to hide in your butt, Bill?
I'm actually still trying to get the Rosetta branded archive out.
Yeah, that's a long one.
It's a nightmare.
Good luck.
It's long and thick. The good news is the cards are safe.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, they got the storage. They got protection.
Right. No, so the first night I came in and I bought a lot of merchandise and regretfully was not able to get the Osaka Metal Fab token because it was only for sale online. And you know how that works.
Well, I'm also assuming that it was probably a lottery system as well.
No, I just don't think they got them there at all, period.
Oh.
I think it was all online.
That's
Again, that kind of a shame. I've gotten one everywhere I go.
Because I know a lot of the artists like stuff, like to get certain artist signatures and stuff, it is a lottery.
Yes.
Which makes sense. It's a very Japanese culture thing. Like, lotteries are very through and through.
Yep, the Takarakuji. But yeah, so the event, Thursday night, right? Blast. Got through the merchandise line, met up with a bunch of people, met my friend Charlie from Taiwan, who is I've seen at Taiwan and then Tokyo and Osaka. And, you know, honestly, every time I go to Asia, I run into him, and he's a fucking treat. But he looked at my tattoo, and he read it, and I was like, hell yeah.
Smooth sailing, bitch.
Yep. He was like, it's like easy going or like smooth sails. And I was like, I love it. I love that you just totally looked at it and was like, hell yeah, this guy's got kanji on his hand. That's awesome. Rather than it totally put my mind at ease for people being weird about it. And no one was weird about it the entire weekend. Everyone fucking was like, I'm so glad you have my culture on your hand.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, I think there's some folks that just want to create a scene for a scene, and I think our community is better than that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, then we did the keynote, the big speech.
Oh my gosh.
Everything was exciting.
I have to talk about stuff from that when you are done with talking about your experience, because I am fucking excited.
I am too. And we may do a second run through of like, let's be excited about that.
Yes.
Because plumber time limit.
Yes.
We're keeping us under budget. I promised I would set a narrative arc to these episodes where I keep caring about the budget and how we're going over time.
Now, what's your plumber helping with?
I accidentally broke the deep sink the week before, or right before I left, in my basement, and that's what our laundry machine drains into. It's a plastic one, and it should be easy to fix, but it's cheap enough to call him to fix it for me.
It's gonna help clean your pipes, Bill.
Look, his snake is not big enough to clean these pipes. It's dirty. Anyway, Thursday.
Good luck, pipe son.
Night. Friday morning was the Rosetta Sealed Double Prizes Ira Scarlet Revenger English event. And your boy did terrible. I registered a pretty good Verdansk. In fact, I would say like a very, very good Verdansk. And then I went 1-3 and got skill gapped all 3 of those games by 3 wonderful people. I ended up playing against Ashley Chu like 4 times this weekend. Cool dude. But yeah, I just got beat. I got beat hard. But I got my English IRA, and I'm very excited about that because my daughter wants to learn FAB with the pretty ninja.
Well, you can give her my list. My list has felt very consistent. I have like a 55% win ratio with it, and the majority of that is because of Count Your Blessings. So hopefully that card goes away.
Jeez, seriously. Friday afternoon was Anime New, and the Anime New is so pretty, I decided to keep this one for myself instead of sell it to the homies. Woo! I got it signed by Hiro Suda in pink and purple. It's gorgeous.
That's fucking lit.
That was Mistvale sealed, and I played in Japanese so that I had a chance at Anime Enigma Marvel. Didn't hit it. I played new because for the most part the cards, you know, I kind of know what they do.
Just banish.
Yeah.
Just banish and
just
pray.
You have to know which ones that it's targeting, but yeah. It's fine. And I was sitting next to some local Japanese players when we were getting our packs, and they were getting them English. And I was like, wait, why are you doing that? And they were like, well, we want to be kind to the English players here. And I was like, I don't care about them.
No,
I'm trying to get an Anime Enigma Marvel.
Yeah.
And they laughed. Like, they lost it. And they were like, you're probably right. That's smart. So they...
but in the wise words of many people online, fuck them bitches.
Right. 2-2 in that. Had a good time.
Hells yeah.
The Saturday... 11 a.m. Classic Constructed Double Prize. Welcome to Wraith Qualifier. I went 3-1 in.
Okay.
And this is a nightmare. because I was on Dash.io and I was very confident with the deck. As you know, I've played it for a long time. I've had like people review gameplay. I am okay at Dash. And my round one was a Dash.io mirror that I had exploded early and just kept dominant tempo and was fine.
So how did those TikTok clocks I let you borrow work for you?
Yeah, so about that. Turns out there's a line of text on TikTok clock that says if it doesn't hit, you take 1 point of damage. And I let myself go to 1 because my hand was textured enough that I could play the TikTok and then send enough attacks to strip all cards from hand. Even if I couldn't present full lethal, I would just have all the cards out of the hand and be good to go, yada yada. Completely forgot about that line of text until I was 1 attack in. And I went through 3 draws trying to find something that would allow me to send 1 more attack over and only got items.
That is rough.
And yeah, and I was like, good game. And my opponent, she was so sweet. She was like, what? No, I only have, like, I can send back no more than 2 damage. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I could block 12 damage and still die to my own TikTok clock. And she goes, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like, no,
that card
that's my
does
fault.
things, yeah.
Yep.
Did you?
So yeah, my loss was to myself. I'll never forget.
Did you play in the calling at all?
I didn't play in the calling. So I switched last minute to try to do side events. I'm kind of glad I did. I had a lot of fun. Good. I met so many nice people. I will at some point not try to grind for a big card, which I didn't achieve this time.
What'd you get out of your tickets then?
I got a couple boxes.
Hells yeah.
So, yeah. No big hits, but like, enough stuff.
I will say, in regards to calling shenanigans, 2 of my friends ended up playing each other in round 2.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this sucks. Good luck, Ricky. Good luck, Connor.
Yeah, I played into Ricky's deck later in the weekend. Connor was piloting it. I'll tell you about that later. But that deck was a nightmare, and I hate it. That same day, I was like, all right, I'm going to grind every ticket, so I'm going to get into this Blitz Precon. And this is one of my only big complaints about the weekend. It is a Rosetta Blitz Precon that starts at 3 p.m. The next sealed game, or sealed event, starts at 5 p.m. 4 rounds of Blitz Precon should not take that long.
Yeah.
But they were an hour late giving out the decks.
Oh.
So I only got to finish 2 games.
I think
because they also went over on time by a lot.
I think one of the problems that I've had with like big events recently is just how much time over the time limit things take. Like when we were in Tampa, we were getting to points where it was like 25 minutes past the round. Like, for the love of God, playing out 2 turns should not take this long. Like,
right,
I gotta get ready for my next round, and if I don't know how much time I have, I'm not going to the bathroom.
Right. I hate that, and I wish there was a way to make it a little more standardized. Hopefully they'll figure it out.
I have already figured it out, Bill. It's just very controversial. The answer is tasers.
That's okay. I'm cool with that.
If you can't finish it within 10 minutes after time is called, you both get tased. So it's equal at that point as well. It's equal. It's, listen, we need to play at a good pace so that both of us don't get tased.
But yeah, so that event kind of sucked, but I did have the benefit of meeting Benedict from Hungary. And because Kaylee is working on her Hungarian citizenship, he actually gave me like a wonderful list of things to try when we get to go there on vacation in the future. And genuinely, like, since I highly doubt he's going to watch this, I hope to get him some kind of like nice present from the States or catch an armory or something. Great guy.
You should give me that list because my mother and I do want to go to Hungary at some point because part of my family is from Hungary. We want to go to Budapest. My grandfather's side of the family is Hungarian.
We'll talk offline. I got some good ways to work the world for you.
The secrets. The deets.
Well, anyway, then the Dorinthia event happened. And that was heavy hitter sealed, and I just put together like a garbage KO pile because all of my cards were shit.
I mean, that's how you go in that format. Is like if your stuff is mid, just play KO. Rely on +1 value.
Oh, not just that. I relied on Knucklehead, and I sent a 6-card Knucklehead in my second game for the win.
Oh my god.
It was ridiculous. I had so much fun. But then I got to play against Thomas Gaffier from France, and that one of the most fun games I had in the entire weekend. But he just whipped the shit out of me, and I had knuckleheaded for 2 in that game because I realized the amount of damage he could send at me, I would need 4 cards to block anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like there's no way out of this other than to get a 6-card hand and hope, or a 5-card hand and send a little. Anyway, so that was a fun one. Sunday was the anime Viscerai, and I got off to a very good start. And then I realized that I needed to get cards signed for Colin. And the artists weren't going to be there all day. They were going to start at lunch, so I dropped after the first round so that I could get cards signed.
You're a sweetheart.
Well, when you are blessed with abundance, you must share it. So I took care of that stuff for him. And I also got to say hi to Iswardi. And
Iswardi's the GOAT.
Yeah, super nice. Whenever he comes back to Baltimore, I was like, look, I'll take you guys out for food. I'll show you some good places. Because that Baltimore was his first stop doing art. So
yeah, there's like a lot of great artists in the community. I mean, folks can see if I move my head correctly, I do have some stuff from Mateo in the back, and I have a good old Vinny, my cousin Vinny, in the hallway. You know, the tire tracks, they don't match up. How could he be driving this vehicle?
Let's see. That day I also got to spend a lot of time walking around with Kiki, and that made me very happy. Wonderful Kiki Labat of the Rainbow Foils and Rainbow Pitch League fame.
We've got a good group.
Yeah, great time. I just felt very happy and at ease. And that was the last event I was in. I didn't even get into the anime Ira event because it was fully sold out. So I spent the rest of the day kind of fucking off on my own and having fun.
Hells yeah. Is that when you found the char stuff?
I found one of them that afternoon and then one Tuesday.
Hells yeah.
So the cats on Tuesday and the sticker Sunday.
Yeah, this motherfucker just sends me a message and is like, hey, I got 2 little presents for you. And I was like, bitch, you don't have to.
Well, right, that's the fucking point of presents.
They're
not obligations. I know I don't have to. I did it because I want to be a goof.
I get that. My obligation is to be a cute whore in the world.
Boo, you cute whore.
Boo.
So then, second secret fun event. I was supposed to do the bike ride with Az from Go Again Gaming and Connor and a bunch of other wonderful guys.
I did see some pics from that. Looked like folks had fun.
Yep, please go check out their vlog. I could not ride because I'm injured. My doctor told me not to.
Hemorrhoids.
But I did meet up with them in Kyoto, and we had dinner together, and then bought a box and did a draft back in the Airbnb.
Oh my gosh, Airbnb drafts are fucking great. You just force your friends to play a horrible deck.
I went 2-1 on Florian with a pretty decent deck. But more than that, I just had fun with everyone in that building. Everyone was so fucking cool. I made an idiot of myself saying nice to meet you to Max Klein after I met him once in the weekend already. And then also not knowing, because he couldn't hear the breakdown for price, and I said it was Dieci Cinco. And he's like, you mean quince? And I was like, I don't Spanish enough to remember that. I'm sorry. Just, what an idiot I am. But yeah, just great. There was everyone from Team Spain was great. Guillermo was one of the nicest people I had the pleasure of meeting that weekend in general.
And there's a lot of chill people, especially from like APAC and EU. There's definitely some cool folks. Like every time I see like an APAC event, I'm like super jealous, just because I'm like, everyone seems like super chill. Like, I saw some photos
it's worth it.
from Connor where he was hanging out with Team Blue Pitch, and I was like, man, that just seems like a fun group.
Yep. My Austrian guys were fun. They both recognized I showed off the art that I have of the Florian coming. And immediately they were like, "It's Satsuki from Kill la Kill," and I was like, "Hell yeah, you got it."
You got it. So,
but then I left the Airbnb early because I forgot the power and tubes to my CPAP machine.
that's kind of important.
And not only for my health, but for theirs. Because I am a... Look, Kalia said she has thought about killing me if my breathing weren't doing it.
I can't
So I wasn't
blame
gonna be
her.
rude.
It is rough, my guy.
I know. But that's it. That was the weekend. After that, I spent the rest of the time walking around, enjoying myself, eating food.
Yeah.
I bought a a heat up Tenga. And
I want to get one of the.
say this on the internet.
I want to get one of the Transformer ones because it looks like a Tenga, and then it just like and do like a little robot.
I'd started describing this to you over message, but it was funny enough that I'm willing to just go ahead and say it here.
Incriminate yourself on the internet.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I had to get it because I saw it and it said self-heating, like a can of soup, and I was like, "What the fuck? All right, I'm in. We gotta do this." So I took it home, and you take the bottom off of it, and you kind of screw it, and then jam it in, and set it down, and then like it becomes hot, and then it goes and pops up.
Sounds like a fucking bag of popcorn.
Kind of, yes. And then you pull out like the core, which is the steaming thing that looks horrific and is covered in like lube.
We're never getting monetized, Bill.
This is fair. Anyway, all I can say is it basically functions like an MRE you can bang. And that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Don't buy one. Don't do it. It's not just if you need an aid, get a normal one. Don't get the heated one.
There's a clear answer. You buy the Char vibrator. There is a literal Char vibrator. It's either that or the Evangelion butt plugs.
I mean, why be one series when you can have two?
Shinji, get in my butt.
But yeah, that was the trip. I flew home, like I said. The flight home was super easy. If you can get global entry, I looked at a camera screen, and then a guy's like, "You got anything to declare?" I said, "Nope." He's like,
declaring these nuts.
Yeah.
Well, you did get to watch Challengers on the plane, so I'm surprised you weren't like
Challengers
bricked up for half of the plane ride.
Well, I had a spare seat next to me, so no one would have noticed anyway. Hey, great movie. Go watch Challengers. Bless Zuppy for constantly proselytizing it. But also, we were talking about that in Discord, and Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for the movie. It is fucking amazing. It is an incredible soundtrack.
Trent Reznor soundtracks are just fucking great. Correction.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor is just great.
Right?
I just always remember that Game Grumps clip about it. Trent Reznor did the soundtrack, put in the work, Spider-Man. Motherfucking Jesse Eisenberg! So, with the keynote, how do you feel about us going back to Volcor?
I'm going to be honest, I don't care. But what I do care about is cyberpunk, many forms, everything everywhere, all at once, Arachne. You want to talk about being bricked up.
Yeah. Well, I'm bricked up at new Doa Prima art. We have a new female character, so automatically locked in. Watashi wa lesbian. Like, locked the fuck in. But it's also, like, looks like Dagger Ninja. But as a side note, congratulations to Doa Prima. They just had a child, so huge congratulations to them. Not only to their amazing artwork, but to bringing another amazing person into this world.
Well, congratulations. That's wonderful.
Yeah, she posted.
So I expect to see you play Dagger Ninja.
Oh yeah. I already
I'm really
have
happy
some
for all my
interesting stonks that I have. You can't see them, Bill, but what stonks do you think I might be holding in my hand?
cold foil Kodachis.
I wish. Think more recent.
Concealed blade.
Well, the cool thing is I already have Rainbow Foil Concealed Blaze. It's because of Azuri. I
Fair.
am an insane person and have picked up
Yeah.
a playset of Rainbow Foil Full Art Phoenix forms.
No, fuck yeah.
Because my deep
Good move.
theory is they're going to pull a Yu-Gi-Oh! With this set. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a very interesting mechanic for a singular card, and it's the card Umi. There are multiple cards in the game that reference Umi and say this card is treated as Umi. I think, and why I picked these up, is they are going to have a card or cards that say this card is treated as Phoenix Flame, i.e., just the examples of like the name-changing conventions that Ninja already has. So
That's sick.
that is my deep theory. My other theory is that my wallet will be broke when this set comes out because Draconic and women.
I'm not taking it easy on this set. I have already been asking people if they can get me the Arachne, Matt, and Hero from Prague. Because I travel too much and I can't go to Prague. But my plan is just to stay relatively in the lanes that I'm already in. So I'm not going to be looking to get a lot of Fang or Syndra stuff.
Goodbye, warrior cards! All of mine will be getting sold immediately for more swag.
Now, I'm happy for my warrior homies, though, because one of the guys I played against hadn't seen the stuff from the keynote or the articles that had come after it. And he was a Dory main.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
how do you like the new card?
How do you
that
like a
just
yellow
says
agility
can't be-
maker?
Well, there's a card that says damage from this can't be prevented.
I don't like that card.
No, but they need that into Enigma.
Yes, they
need
do.
it badly.
They do. I don't like it though. Let me have my shit. I can't ALS Loop Warrior anymore with Prism. So I
There
need
can
something.
only be so many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's excited, and I can't wait for more of it to come out so that we can maybe we'll do card reviews or something.
Absolutely.
Like what people who suck at the game think of cards as they're coming out.
Well, I'll have you know that most of my predictions have been dog shit. I thought that one, like, lose one intellect blue card was going to be disgusting for Icelander. Dog shit. Dog shit. Just like my guessing.
My guessing's pretty good, but it's all because of the wrong reasons.
God damn it.
So, who knows?
Well, I'm
Anyway.
sure next time we'll have some fun talking about stuff with Jarl, since his kit just got fully spoiled. And I'm sure we'll get a few more surprises down the line as we approach the holiday season. And, you know, if LSS wants to spoil us with a spoiler for The Hunted, I know neither of us would complain.
Like, yeah, in fact, we would probably talk about it excitedly. Maybe even act like we have the ability to do things with production value.
Lord knows I can't do that shit.
I mean, eventually I will. But you can too. We can do it. Anyway, I'm going to go let a plumber in. And if we can, it would be great to record sooner about Jarl stuff.
Absolutely.
But I want to get a couple games on Talishar. I love you, Jenna. I love you,
Enjoy
people.
getting your pipes cleaned, Bill.
Woo!
My pipes have not been cleaned in years, so...
Well, sometimes you gotta get a pipe wrench and do it yourself.
Exactly. Some old-fashioned gumption. But thanks again for
Well-
joining us, folks.
Have a good one.